Okay, there we go. All right. Hi, everybody. My internet is not that great here, so I'm going to try and get through this and hope that you will get everything that I am explaining to you. Basically, everything that you need is on the website. And then I'm also going to put up the 3 options for assignment 1. And I'm going to go through them briefly. And I'm going to try to keep this video to the 15-minute mark because that's what I have here. And go through all of this with you. But you don't have to start necessarily on your assignments right now. But I do want you to start thinking about what kind of excuse me, what kind of piece you would like to start working on. And I want you to also know that you can work with another student or students on developing one of these pieces. So you can collaborate together, or you can work separately. And we'll have time in class for you guys to think about, what you might want to do, and for you to take a look at each other's ideas and perhaps pair up. Maybe you have some of the same ideas, right? So I'm going to go through the different options for the assignments. And then I'm going to also just go through the exercises that I want you to do before Thursday's class, okay? And then I will be able to post another video for Thursday's class, okay? So let me figure out how to do this. Here we go. Okay, here we are. Here we are in the syllabus. All right, so let us go to, here we go. All right, so for the assignment, right, you have 2 major assignments and your final reflective letter. And for your first assignment, you can do a blog, a Q&A, or a social media story. So I'm going to go over those 3 options with you right now, and you can start thinking about them. And I'll go over them more and how to do them and more in detail as we go along. But I want you to just start looking at these documents, and I will post these also on the schedule for Tuesday, for today, so you can take a look at them yourselves, okay? So, starting with blog writing, that's the first option. And we'll go over in more detail what is a blog, right? And what is a blog post? And for these assignments, for this first assignment, you're pretty much going to be writing for the Humanities and Fine Arts Division. And Nomi Morris will tell you more about this on Thursday. But in the news and features aspect, right, of the Humanities and Fine Arts website, you'll see that it says news and features, and there's all these different categories, right? And here we are as well. There's all these different categories. You can look at all news and features, right, which is all of the different texts, right, all the different articles and content that are posted under news and features. And then you also have blog down here, right? There's news, focus on faculty, student spotlight, et cetera, and then you have blog. And so we click on blog, and it looks basically the same as all the other news, right, as these articles. And so what is the difference between a blog and a news article? This is a really good question, and this is what you are going to explore. If I can find the assignment, here we go. This is what you're going to explore in your blog writing, okay? So what is a blog? there's not really a definition for a blog. A blog is basically just content that is written for an online platform. And it sort of started out with people posting mostly personal writing and observations, like a mommy blog or a gossip blog. But now it's become a genre that is universally utilized, and you'll find blogs pretty much everywhere. And what really sets a blog apart from, say, news, and whether that's hard news or soft news, is that the writing style and tone are usually more casual than a news article. A blog might focus on a specific subject and audience as opposed to broader news or news categories. And blogs are often written in first person and incorporate the writer's experience and point of view. And you can get that in other kinds of news and features. But it's the combination of the specific subject and audience, the personal experience, the writer's point of view, written in first person, and the casual style and tone that really kind of separate a blog from news and features. But regardless of the nature of the blog, it still has to include these foundations of journalistic writing. And these foundational elements we'll go over, okay, a lot more. And you'll be reading about these as well over the next few classes. So in addition to writing from this sort of point of view and perspective, for your blog, you will also need to have a headline, a strong lead, facts and newsworthy information, sources and AP citations, and an inverted pyramid writing style, okay? But essentially, what you'll be doing for this blog post is you will be writing more of a personal essay about student life and campus life. However, your personal essay has to go beyond your personal experience, and it has to incorporate subject matter information and insight that's relevant to the audience of the HFA website. Okay, your story has to be directly related to the HFA division in the present or near distant past or future. So remember, we talked about newsworthiness, timeliness, relevance. You have to have a story, right? You can't just write about your experience as a UCSB student. You have to be very specific, and you have to be able to relate it to the Humanities and Fine Arts division, okay? I've given you some examples of blog posts on the HFA site that I suggest you read if you're interested in doing this kind of a post, because it'll be really clear to you once you read them what I'm looking for, right? But let's take a look really quick. So here is some student writing, right? And Michaela is writing from first person, okay, with a strong lead. She's writing her experience, right? But she's also then expanding. I had previously thought I was alone with this struggle, which is the struggle of a student who is financially burdened, okay? And she is incorporating, in addition to her own personal experience, she's incorporating hyperlinks and information, okay, beyond her experience. She's incorporating information about other students that face food insecurity. She's also offering resources and links, sites to find information, okay? And so even though this is a personal essay, it's also a piece where other students can get information, and it relates to the situation beyond her own personal experience, okay? So that's choice one, and we'll dive further into that as we go along. The second possibility is a Q&A or an interview, and you'll have an option in assignment 2 to write a profile. And then a Q&A and a profile are different in the way that the writing is approached. A Q&A is literally question and answer, question and answer. Whereas a profile, you conduct an interview and then you write about that person in more of a narrative style, okay? So the Q&A is easier in a lot of ways because what you have is an opening, and I'll show you an example. You have an opening here, right, of a few paragraphs, brief, short paragraphs that kind of serve as a preview or a precursor to your Q&A. And then you have the actual questions and answers, okay? And so in a way, this can be easier than writing a profile piece, and you'll see why, because profiles, you really have to form the narrative and write the narrative. Whereas Q&As, you're kind of giving a summation and a preview, and then you're giving the questions and the answers. So again, we'll go over interviewing, but you know, just start to think about what it is that you want to do. And you can do a Q&A. There's already really three different categories where you could potentially look into doing a Q&A. There's focus on faculty, where faculty are interviewed. So for example, here's a Q&A with Kenneth Hiltner. And we see here, there is a pretty good, pretty solid intro. You'll notice that this was written by two students, right, who worked on this Q&A together. And then you have the question, the answer, the question, the answer, okay? So this is under the category focus on faculty. And you can see there's a lot of different Q&As and interviews with faculty here. And then you have another one, which is called Student Spotlight. And here you can see that these are all on different students, okay? This person actually had included their video. You don't have to do that for this assignment. Okay, so you'll look through here and get an idea of what it is that you need to do. And we'll go over interviewing, we'll go over transcribing, we'll go over how do you do all the things you need to do for this, right? But think about, do I want to write a personal essay? Do I want to do a Q&A maybe? The third assignment is a social media story. And this is where you will create a brief edited video, no longer than 60 seconds, for one of the social media platforms of the HFA division. So you'll need a video of 30, 45, or 60 seconds. You can choose. It depends on how much content you have. You'll need some text also to supplement, okay? And then you will basically shoot your social media video, edit it, and then it'll go up on the HFA Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Okay. If you want to do this, then I have also given you examples here. These examples are not exactly what I want you to do. I want yours to be more crafted. This is actually kind of a newer aspect of an assignment, and for this class, for the digital reporting class. And so you guys are going to be sort of really working a little bit more on this aspect. But read through and, you'll figure it out. Okay, you'll kind of start to get an idea. For all three of these assignments, and I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to probably do another video. For all three of these assignments, what I want you to do first is familiarize yourself with the news and features section of the HFA, okay, and with the social media. And that'll give you a really good idea of what we're looking for, okay? And then on Thursday, you're going to start trolling through the all of the different divisions. And so different stories might come up. So we're going to go over those stories, okay? Hopefully that's helpful to you in thinking about these assignments, and I'll see you in the next video.